I mean, not that I want to be dizzyingly eclectic in the kitchen, but I think it is impossible to cook, if you like eating, without borrowing a bit from here, a bit from there. And these flatbread pizzas are a vaguely Eastern Mediterranean take on, you've guessed it, an Italian idea. And the base is a bought flatbread. I mean, these are styled Mediterranean wraps, but obviously I'm not going to use them as wraps. And this is a tomato, mint and halloumi pizza. I'm just going to get the seeds out of the tomato because I don't want it too wet and pulpy on that thin base. Oh, these are lovely and fresh. Just chop fairly finely. And just smooth these now pulpy tomatoes over the flatbread, and on top of the tomatoes something I love so much, some halloumi, which is intensely salty Cypriot hard sheep's cheese. Again, chop this very finely, or you can crumble it with your fingers. This won't melt and go into that sort of stringy goo that mozzarella does, but it does sort of meld into the tomatoes and soften. And the saltiness of the cheese against the sweetness of the tomatoes is wonderful. So just sprinkle the halloumi on top. Bit of dried mint. Now, an Egyptian friend of mine introduced me to the joys of dried mint. Just has a depth and sweetness that is lovely, and when this is cooked I want just to blanket it with some freshly chopped mint, and it's as if the freshness of that mint really complements this dried muskiness underneath. Aha, bit of olio, not too much. Just drop it on the barbecue. It won't take very long. You just want that thin base to crispen a little bit more and the cheese just soften a little in the heat. As you can imagine, these flatbread pizzas lend themselves to pretty well any kind of elaboration or topping you want. And this is a chili and coriander pizza with some ground coriander, lovely, sort of intensely, deeply grassy. And pour in a bit of oil, and just as the mint, halloumi and tomato pizza is sort of partnered by some fresh mint at the end, so this has to have a really lovely leafy covering of fresh coriander once it comes off the barbecue. It works so well pairing the sort of scorched, nutty spiciness of the ground dried herb with the final smattering of the fresh. These aren't thick, wodgy pizzas. I mean, there's something a bit poppadom-like almost about their base. Okay, so on with this. And finally, something I really love, such an easy thing to do, a za'atar flatbread. Now, za'atar is a bought Middle Eastern spice blend. It's a mixture of wild thyme, sesame seeds and ground sumac. All I'm going to do, so you can see how easy it is mix that with a bit of oil, a bit of brushwork I'm in the mood for. Let's brush this on. And this can join the other two on the barbecue now. There you go. And it's really just a question of cooking until that thin base is even crisper and everything is beginning to ooze in and melt slightly, and the best eaten, I think, just cut into spindly wedges with, I don't know, a drink before dinner or lunch. I'm going to put this on just for a minute just to speed up the process because I'm too impatient, and start chopping my herbs to go over the pizzas when they come off the barbecue.